out. I've deleted loads of stuff off my phone, which I believe it was that, so hopefully. Right, we're going to bring ourselves to standing and bring ourselves to our mat, try and get rid of the day. So if you stand with your feet in line with your hips, pulling your knees up, engaging the front thighs, the inside thighs, the back thigh bum and side thighs, the pelvic floor, but not the abdominal, because I'm going to get you to breathe fully all the way. So as you breathe out, pull everything in. As you breathe in, everything pops. It expands, and then you can breathe out, pulling everything in. So just try and think about the lungs expanding and making them as big as you possibly can, and breathing out, squeezing and pushing out every last bit if you can. But make sure you're not gripping your top of your jaw, or you're not pulling your shoulders up as you do. You're not gripping everything. Everything stays in the stomach stays relaxed. So here we go. So let's breathe out first, and then breathing in. So we're going to bring our thumb and place it right into the base of our skull, stretching our fingers out. We're going to breathe in to look up to the shoulder, breathe out to look down to the opposite shoulder. Here we go. So breathing in and breathing out, keeping that finger on the inside. Breathing in and out. And let's do one more each side. And bringing it back to centre. So let's change sides. So thumb goes to the base of the skull. Breathe in to look up, breathe out to look down. 3 of these. and bringing it back to centre. So let's take it into a diagonal forward bend, turning the foot out, making sure the weight stays even between the front and the back foot. Pull the shoulders in, pull the stomach in, breathe out, go forward. Hold it here for 3 breaths. Letting everything fall forward. Feel that pull right through that lower back, through the backs of the legs. Remember, if you need to, you can bend them knees if it feels too much on that lower back. Now we're going to tuck the chin in and breathe in to lift up. As we get to the top, breathe out. Bring it back to centre. Let's do the other side. Breathing out, pulling everything in, taking it down. Feeling that lovely diagonal stretch through the body. And breathing in to lift. Let's do one more. Lovely. Imagine the back falling down as if somebody's pulling your shoulder blades right down into your head, into your neck. And let's breathe in to bring it back up. Our last one. And breathing in. So we're going to take it into our back bend. So again, remember, when we're going back, if you've got low blood pressure or there's any imbalancing with the ears, it can make you feel really sickly. So come out of it slowly. Make sure you see how you feel. If it feels too much, then keep the hand. Don't remove the hand on the second time. So we're turning our foot out, placing our hand on the back of our bum, hand onto our head, look into the crook of the elbow. Breathe in, push the hips forward, lift the elbow up. It's not the head, so you shouldn't feel any pinching or pulling in the neck. It's the elbow that lifts. We're breathing into the front of the chest. We're breathing out through the back of the body. And then as we come up, we're going to breathe out. Bringing it back round. Let's take it round the other side. So again, hand on the bum, hand on the head. It's the same leg that's going out. Breathe in, lift the elbow, push the hips forward. Lovely, beautiful. Breathing into the front of the chest, breathing out through the back. As you breathe out, it should feel as if the body wants to take you back a little. It should, but not necessarily so. And again, breathing out to bring it back up. Let's do one more on each side. So turning them feet out. This time if you want, you don't have to have the hand on the bum. You can have the hand away, but remember, gravity will take you back. Be aware. So here we go. Breathing in, reaching back. Breathing into the chest, breathing out through the back. And breathing out. Last one. and breathe out. Bring it back round. So take our feet apart, turn the toes out slightly. We're taking it into caterpillar. So we're pushing the hips back, we're pulling the shoulders back, looking up. We're taking ourselves down, dropping our hands forward, breathing in, curling up. As we get to the top, we start to go back. Breathe out, go down. Breathe in, come up. So we're starting to work the spine. Lovely. We will also feel it into the thighs, the hips, the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, chest and back. We're going to do 2 more. And our last one. Bring it up. Step up onto your right foot or to your other foot, whichever foot you want. We're going to take it round into our circle. Now remember, you can keep the foot on the floor and draw a circle or hold the wall if you want. So we're taking the foot out, turning it, bringing it back. Taking it out, turning it, bringing it back. And bring it down. Let's try the other side. So again, find a spot, take it out, turn it, bring it back round. And bring it back down. Lovely. So I'm going to drop the camera so you can see my feet. We're going into awkward pose. So we're coming up onto our tiptoes. We're bringing our hands out in line with our shoulders and we're making our hands into like a fierce. We can even make our face really fierce if we want. We're keeping our body nice and straight. We don't want our bum to go out. We want to keep our bum nice and straight. So we're looking forward up onto our tiptoes and we're taking it down and back up. Breathe out on the way down, breathe in on the way back up. 3, lovely. 4, 5, 6, 'Last one. Bringing it down, bringing it up, taking it down. Great for your core, great for your knees. So from here, we're going to take it into our warm-up, which is stick, then chair, a side, so forward stick, side stick, chair, and then the other side. We can do 4, I'll go around in a circle. Your arms can be up in the air, or they can be on your hips, whatever feels easier for you. So we're going to start off. We're moving our weight onto one foot. Whichever foot's up in the air, that hand lifts in the air. We're reaching forward, pulling the stomach muscles in, pushing the knee away, holding the stomach. Come back up. Keep the foot from touching the floor, reach out to the side. Doesn't have to be very high. Bring it back in. Sit down into an imaginary chair. Push back up. Drop that arm down. Move the weight. Reach forward. Bring it back up, breathing in. We breathe out to move to the other side. We breathe in, we're lifting them arms. We're breathing out to sit down. Here we go. Keeping the arms and the body in line. Sitting down into our chair. Other side. Breathing out. And in to come back up. Out to go to the side. In to come up. Out to sit down. Right. Lovely. Last seat. Lift up. Take the arms down. Lovely. Give yourself a little shake. Very good. I can see us all in the window. That's why I can say, when I say lovely, and I'm looking in the opposite direction, I'm watching you. It's just in the mirrors, in the windows. So I'm getting a reflection. So let's take it into our flow. I'll keep it on our feet. We're taking our feet wide. We're tilting our pelvis back. We're bringing ourselves down into a forward bend. Now you can keep the hands on the hips if you want, so that it helps to pull back the shoulders. Tuck the chin in, make sure the leg's nice and long. You don't want the head looking down. You don't want it lifting up. It'll change the position of the spine. You don't want your shoulders curling in. You want to keep pulling the shoulder blades back towards each other. And you don't want your tailbone tucking under. You want to stick your bum kind of slightly in the air. Now, if you want, you can reach the arms out so that they're in front of the head, as if someone's pulling your hands forward and pulling your bum back. We're going to lift up, and as we lift up, we can lift our arms up. We're bringing our weight over to one side, bringing ourselves into prayer. You can lift the arms up if you want. And as you lift the arms up, you might find that you can lift the foot off the leg, open the arms, and step. Push into the front knee, pull the shoulders back. You don't want to be twisted. You want to be to the side. Pushing into that front knee. But keeping the body in line, so you're not leaning over, you're keeping in line. So from here, we're going to step up. And then you're going to lift the foot. Try and stay sideways again. You don't want to roll over. Lifting the leg, using them side muscles that we've just worked to hold ourselves into half moon. You can look forward or down, whichever you find easier. We're bending the front knee, stepping back. Dropping the knees, turning the toes out. We're taking the hands round, we're taking it down into goddess pose. Now again, you don't want to be here. You want to make sure your back's pulling back and you're still sitting down. You can move your hips If you want, you can move your chest to get them hips working. Then we'll go into lift up, turn the feet facing forward again, push out. So that's half a side. We're going to go the other side in a minute. So again, making sure you're rolling them shoulders back, feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs. So we're lifting up and reaching over to the other side. Bringing the hands up, lifting the foot. And as we open the hands, we step. So again, we don't want to reach over. We want to be nice and straight. But we're still pushing to that front knee. Pushing down through the outside edge of that back foot. We're going to step up. And then we're flexing the foot. Taking it over to the side. Stretching the arms up in the air. Stretching them down into half moon. Perfect. Bend the knees, step back, turn the toes out as you bring yourself down to goddess. And again, you can move. At this point, when we get to the next bit, you won't be moving because we're going to move quite fast. So here we go. Forward. Lift up, bring the arms round, step up, bring the hands together in prayer. Lift the arms. Step the foot out. Step up and take it to half moon. Bend the knees, step back, take it down, take it to goddess. Roll it forward. Lift up, bring it over to tree pose. Lifting them arms. Step. Step up. And take it to half moon. Bend the front knee, take it down. Take it to goddess. Here we go. Push forward. Lift. Step in. Lift up. Step out. Oh, have I gone the wrong way? I have, haven't I? Sorry. Yeah, we'll go this way. We'll go the other way in a minute. I'm thinking I've just done this side. Have I done this side already? Bring it down. So I'm going to take it back up so you can see my hands rather than me watching my feet. So here we go. We're going to start this side, then this side. Somehow I've got to mix up there. Here we go. Going forward, stretch out. Lift up. Bring the arms round. Bring it to prayer. Lift it up. Step the foot out. Lift. Take it down. Bring it back. Take it into goddess. Let's go forward again. Lifting up. Step into tree. Lifting the arms, lifting the leg. Step out. Lift up. Take it down. Bring it back into goddess. Let's do it one more on each side. And then bring it back up. Lovely. Walk feet in. Give yourself a shake. I'm going to drop it for our next one. So we're going to take it. Oh, you stuck, Savannah. We're going to take it into squat position. So from here, with our feet turned out, we're taking ourselves into a forward bend. Then from there, we're dropping ourselves down. Now, if you have to lift your heels up, you can have your heels lifted. If you can get the heels down, get the heels down. Use the hands if you can to push out to the side to bring you into squat position. You can move side to side a little bit if you like as well. It'll help the knees to relax. Oh, we've lost Savannah. She'll probably pop up on thinking now. And then we're going to place our hands back on the floor and we're going to go back into a forward bend, turn our feet in and roll up. So we're going to take it down again and do a bit of a twist with that as well. So again, let's bring ourselves with our hands down to the floor, turn our toes out, bring our hips down. You can bring your hands into prayer position, bring it to prayer. So we're going to do a side twist. We're going to take one hand to the floor and lift one arm up in the air. Lovely. And then bringing it down, back to prayer. Let's change arms. Stretch up. And bring it back down. Let's bring our hands down, stretch our legs, stretch ourselves back up, lift ourselves all the way. Let's do one more. Take it down. Turn the heels in, bring ourselves into squat. Open the arms. Bring it down. Let's change. Bring the hand down, stretch into the forward bend, lift up. Bring them legs in, give them a little shake. Where am I going until I've lost where I am? Okay. So we're going to take it into down dog. So we bring ourselves into a forward bend, step back, then bring yourself onto your knees. We're going to do some hand stretches beforehand. So having ourselves over our knees, stretch your fingers out as much as you can. Push with the fingertips and the knuckles of the hand. From here, having the fingers facing forward, you're going to rock forwards and back. And then we're going to bring it right over, so we're putting the weight on the hands and move side to side. Then we're going to go round in a circle. Make sure you're pushing with them fingers. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. and bring it back. So sit yourself back into hero and let's just do a bit of stretching for those now. So we're bringing the hands over, palms up, placing them flat down and sitting back. Then bring yourself up, keeping the hands where they are. Lift it so that the palms are off the floor, but the fingers are down. And again, stretching back, but keeping the fingers down and lifting the palms. So you'll feel the stretch come through the fingers. And it should come through the front of the palm of the hand as well. Bring it back down. Turn the fingers so they're facing outwards. And the same thing, you're just moving back. You might feel like there's not much of a stretch there, but it is. And we're bringing it up. We're going to turn them fingers so they point towards each other. And again, we're still coming back. And we're coming up and we're going to place the back of our hands down and sit back. Let's have it back in. So, bringing our hands back out, bringing them flat down. We're going to high as a banana. We lost you there. So, from here, we're bringing ourselves up into down dog, pushing our heels to the floor, pushing our chest back. Trying to push our heels to the floor, even if we do one at a time, walking backwards and forwards in just a normal down dog. Now remember, you can stay just doing this if you wanted to. You wouldn't need to go into the next ones if you don't feel like it. Now, if you can, you're going to lift one leg up in the air and you should find that the heel of the other foot will go down a little bit further. You'll be able to straighten that other leg. You're going to pull the knee into your chest as you come over the hands. And squeeze that leg in, then push the knee to the floor, lift it back up, take it down, lift it up. So you're just moving the knee up and down, squeezing it into the stomach. But your body is over, your shoulders are over your hands. And then we're going to lift it back up and take it down. We're going to try that with the other side. So lifting the other leg up in the air. Come over the hands, pull the knee right into the chest, then drop the knee towards the floor, but don't let it touch, lift it up. So it's only the knee that's lifted, the body's not moving. And then we're going to lift and bring the foot down. Now you can always go and rest in between, put your knees down and always give your hands a little shake if you need to. We're going to take it back up, we're going to do a bit more with our legs. So again, making sure that the fingers are down. Let's bring ourselves back to down dog. You're going to lift your leg up again. But this time you're going to try and bring it as close to your armpit as you can. So you're trying to get it in, breathing out, coming forward and bringing the knee in. So up by your elbow or right up towards your shoulder blade. And then we're going to change sides. Remember, you can always rest in between if you want to. And bring it down. Bring yourself down to your knees. Give your hands a little shake. Lovely. So from here, what do we do? Here we go. Yes, I'm going into happy baby. So from there, we're going to bring ourselves into plank, down dog, to plank, to cobra, to down dog. Okay? So we're going all the way through. Up onto our toes, over into plank. Bend the elbows. Bring ourselves up to cobra. Take ourselves back. Now remember, if you need to, you can drop your knees in between. You're coming over, your elbows have to be facing forward so that when they go back, you come down, you're lifting up. Lift back to down dog. Come forward to plank, shoulders are apart, elbows facing forward. Bend the elbows back. Lift to cobra. Let's do 2 more. And our last one. And push back to child. Turn the palms over, let your body relax down. I'm going to get you to roll over onto your back. And we're going to bring it into happy baby. So you're going to have your legs up in the air. You're going to get your elbow on the inside of your knee, but the outside of your foot. And you can use 2 hands if you want, but you're trying to pull it past your shoulder onto the floor. So you can do 1 leg at a time. Just trying to pull the knee down so that it's going to the floor, but the sole of the foot is facing right up into the ceiling. And then we can try the other leg. So elbow on the inside, hand on the outside. Use 2 hands if you want to pull the knee down to the floor. Now we're going to see if we can do the 2 legs. So grabbing hold and you're pulling, trying to maybe pull 1 knee and then the other knee, so that you're rocking side to side, as if you were a happy baby. At the same time, it's starting to massage your spine. It's starting to work and open the hips. And it's also working on your shoulders and the front of your arms. And then relax. Bring them feet down. Keep the knees bent, but have the feet down. Let your hands relax. And just let yourself stop here just for a couple of breaths. So we're going to take it into upside down crow. And we'll do exactly the same as if you would do crow, but it's a crow crunch. You're bringing your feet up and you're bringing your hands up. Now you're imagining that the ceiling is the floor. So you're pushing your hands up towards the ceiling. You're then trying to get your knees to come above your elbows. You're trying to again get them as close to your armpits as you possibly can. But your hands are up in the air. So you're going to let your legs go, and as you breathe out, pull the knees in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, relax. Bring them feet down, turn them palms out. Just relax. Let that belly relax. We're going to do one more of those. So again, let's get them hands ready. Tuck the chin in. Fingers as if they're touching the ceiling. As you breathe out, try and get as close to your elbows. Oh, past your elbows. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, relax. So we're going to try and hold this one for about 5 seconds. So we're going to bring our hands back up as if we're holding the ceiling. We're going to lift our legs and we're going to try and lift and now hold it. Hold it there where it is. Squeeze them knees towards them arms. Make sure you're breathing. Now, if you've got your knees past your elbows, in between your elbows and your armpits, there's no reason to say why you can't do the next one. So, relax. And again, bring them knees down, let them hands relax. So we're going to roll ourselves over onto our side and bring ourselves up to seated. Now, if you've got blocks, they may come in handy, they may not, and I'll show you the full version, and then I'll show you 2 different versions with the blocks. So, the full version of crow. Your hands are on the floor, the same way they just were. You're using the fingertips and the area around here to push down. Move over a touch. You're coming into a squat position, similar to what we did earlier. You're bringing your hands down. You can either let the knees come on top or you can squeeze them in, leaning forward. Then you're lifting one foot, then the other foot and trying to lift both. Now, if you've got a cushion or a pillow, anything, stick it down in front. That way, if you do go, if your legs come apart and you go, you'll kind of just hit the pillow. So you're at home, you've got loads, there's usually loads of soft cushioning that you can put down just in case. So you could try it from there. If you find that you need to bring your hands up a little bit, you can bring your hands onto your blocks, and again, it just depends on where your arms move from. So from there, you can come forward, and again, 1 foot, 1 foot. If you need to do it the other way, you might need your feet lifted, so you might have your 2 blocks or 1 block, depending on how far you need to go. Sticking your feet on them, and then coming up from that way. So there are different ways to use the blocks. It's up to you. And like I said, never jump into it. Just lift your toes one at a time. But if you've got lots of padding, then if you do go, you're not going to hurt yourself that much. You've got a lot of soft padding down there. But like I said, try different versions. I can't see if you're doing it. I'll do it forwards. And I do it slightly different from the way they do it. They get you to lean on the legs, which I can kind of do that one as well. How are we getting on? Don't worry, like I said, you'll usually know when you go into it, if you do that and your leg slides down, then you're kind of not ready. The way I do it is I squeeze my elbows in. When we're doing squats and we push out with the elbows and push with the knees, it's the same sort of thing. That I'm squeezing out with my elbows and squeezing in with my knees. And that kind of pulls me in. Like I said, there's other people tend to do it and they do it from leaning their legs on the top. Oh, I'm not very good at that one. I can do it when I'm there. I just don't trust my arms. It just hurts me that way. But I squeeze out with the arms and in with the knees to try and do it. How did you do, Savannah? Yeah, good. Yeah, it kills right on the edge of your arm. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And then once we're getting into it, we can then transfer. So we go into a headstand. But because I've got my hair in today, I can't do a headstand. But yeah, you transfer from one to the other. And I find it a nice way to get into and out of headstand. To go into it from there and then come back out of it from there. It looks so nice. But it's not, we'll get there. So let's bring ourselves down. We need to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch because we've worked our arms. So if we cross our legs, we're going to bring one hand and one hand to opposite sides of the knees, and you're just going to let your head drop down. Then lift up. Now whichever hand's on the top, you're keeping it there and you're bringing it into eagled arms. Lift them up and go round in a big circle. Let's go the opposite direction. And this is just pulling out the arms, pulling out them shoulders. So bring it down, remembering which hand is on top. You're going to cross your legs, so change the opposite direction. And change the hand direction. So again, holding on, let the head drop forward. And this is a kind of shoestring. So again, it's pulling out them shoulders and you should feel a release through the hips as well. And lifting it up, bringing it in, and taking it round in a circle. and in the opposite direction. And these are working that latissimus muscle, the big lactosi muscle that runs through the back. These are the ones that have been holding us up when we've been going from down dog. Bringing it down. Undo, take the hands behind, lift the chest up, pull the shoulders back. And bring it back up. Bring the legs together. Roll yourself down. Turn the palms over. Either bend the knees and keep them together, or let the legs drop to each corner of the mat. Tuck your chin in, close your eyes. If you need to, put something over the top of you. You're going to try and fill them lungs. So as you breathe out to start, and then try and fill it right from the bottom. Now I imagine as I'm filling it that it's going round in a circle, a bit like candy floss. And as it goes round in a circle, spinning all the way round, it gets bigger and bigger, and it increases my lung size. As I'm breathing out, it's as if it's being pulled from the top and the air's dropping down right to the bottom where the bottom of the lungs sucks in. But that's just me. You can imagine your lungs filling any way you want. Making sure that the body feels relaxed, that you've got no tension in your jaw, no tension in the eyebrows. That your shoulders feel as if they're relaxing down, they're not squeezing up or pulling or tight. That the fingers feel relaxed, that they're not gripping together in a fist, that they're nice and relaxed, the fingers are relaxed. There's no tightness in the upper back, around the shoulder blade, that they feel relaxed. And that there's no tightness or pulling in the belly. That when you're breathing in, don't worry, nobody can watch, that your belly comes right the way out. That's the way it should do. When you breathe out, see if you can pull in your abdominal, your pelvic floor. But as you breathe out, make sure that you let the pelvic floor relax, back and the front. Make sure that you're not gripping your bum really tight or your thighs. That the knees feel relaxed. That you're not pushing your ankles into the floor, that they're relaxed as well. You're not squeezing your toes, they're relaxed. Now what I want you to do is you're breathing out, I want you to imagine that as you blow out, I want you to start breathing out through the mouth now. Breathe in through the nose, blow out through the mouth. But imagine that a nice golden thread, every time you're blowing out, is coming out of your mouth. And attached at the end of this golden thread is a little basket. And I want you to, if there's any worries, anything that pops into your head, any thought, I want you to pop it into that basket, and every time you breathe out, I want you to blow it away. But it's still attached, it's just on the end of a thread. Now you can put all your things in that basket, or you can have different threads coming from the mouth, the little baskets, and you can put different anxieties, different worries, different thoughts into this little basket, and every time you breathe out, you're just blowing them off, and they're just floating off away from you. You can decide if you want to keep some close because they're important worries or things you've got to do. You can put other ones further away that are like, yeah. And they're still staying nice and relaxed. Think about them little baskets that are floating out there with all your worries, anxieties, your thoughts. Now it's up to you what you decide to do. You can imagine cutting cords and letting all them worries float away. Or you could pull back in some of them that you need. store inside. And let go of all the ones that you don't. The great thing with your imagination is you get to decide what you do with them worries, thoughts, anxieties. So we're going to start by moving our fingers and our toes, our wrists and our ankles, our knees and our elbows, our hips and our shoulders, our lower back and stomach and upper back and chest, and our neck and our head. Take your arms above your head, and as you breathe in, stretch your fingers in one direction, stretch your toes in the other. And as you breathe out, let the body relax. Big breath in, reach one hand and then the other so that you feel the side ribs and the side of the waist stretch. And again, when you need to, breathe out. Pull the knees up towards the chest. Roll them round in a circle, massaging that lower back. And then take them in the opposite direction. If you roll over onto your side, just stay here, just give yourself a little quick check over. Do I feel okay? My head alright? My legs, shoulders, do I feel alright? Remember, you're at home. You don't have to sit up if you don't want to. You can go asleep. Well, apart from the bottom of the stairs, wouldn't necessarily be the best place to fall asleep. But whenever you're ready, you can bring yourself up to seated. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn these off. I'll turn the camera off and then you can turn on if you want to speak. Camera's off. Bye-bye.